What I can hear, is it the wind or is it a Tengu? There's something going on in the forest over there. Good morning and Happy New Year. It's January 3rd, and I'm here again at the trailhead of Nanataki, going not to Mount IWATE, but to the frozen waterfall, Nanataki Falls. This is a snowshoe hike, though to be honest, the trail is so well trodden, you could probably get away with doing it in knee-high winter snow boots or something like that. But it's a snowshoe hike, so we're gonna put on some snowshoes, right? Got the snowshoes on, as you can see here. Though this trail is already fairly well trodden, it's still nice to walk in the snowshoes, but you can walk off trail if you want. But as you see, even with snowshoes, you do sink in. So if you're the first person in line, you're gonna still be doing some heavy work. You see those little balls up in the trees there? They look like birds' nests, but that's actually clumps of mistletoe. Yes, the same mistletoe that people kiss under at Christmas. It's a parasitic vine, actually. Two kilometers to the waterfall. Remember, this is the kanji for Nanataki, 7 and waterfall, because there are 7 turns this waterfall as it cascades down, and that's what they say. And 8.8 kilometers up to the summit of Mount IWATE, which is, of course, impossible by this trail in January. Heading into the last stretch. Wow, the snow is falling so beautifully. Look at this. Deeper snow, narrower path. I think this casual easy trail is a great argument for why you need to go north in Japan. I always find this patch of the trail fascinating. Probably this area was clear cut and then replanted, but I still think it's beautiful that suddenly you're in these nice, dense lines of conifers. A number of people asked for more stories from Japanese folklore. And so, as requested, I bring you another short episode from the Legends of Tono, Tono Monogatari. In this tale, a youth was sleeping in a grove of mulberry trees located in a place called Tengu Mori, or Tengu Forest. You may know what a Tengu is. A Tengu is a red-skinned mythological creature in Japan that has a huge, long, red nose. And one such creature came upon this youth, waking him up from his nap among the mulberry trees. Now, this young boy was one of the toughest wrestlers in his village, and he was really confident, and he thought that this Tengu really had a swagger that was too arrogant. And so he leaped up from his nap and approached this red-skinned beast, intending to give him a shove or maybe tackle him. No sooner had he approached the beast than a flash of light knocked him unconscious to the ground. He awoke a couple hours later, but there was nothing to be seen of this beast, this creature. And so he went back home and told his family and the rest of the village this tale. Then, 2 weeks later, he was on an expedition with about 10 others up to Mount Hachimantai, the holiest mountain in the area. And on the way back, he alone vanished and never returned. And they later found his body, torn limb from limb in the valley below the mountain. like a lot of other stories from these legends of Tono, there's no moral, there's nothing to be learned. These aren't Jataka tales or teaching stories. They're just these dark tales shared among people. What's I think most interesting about it, more than the actual tales, can be what it says about the people, the culture of people that would tell stories like that. And I can hear, is it the wind or is it a Tengu? There's something going on in the forest over there. All right, let's go check out that waterfall. And here we are. Interesting capitalization choices. January 3rd, and it's grown this large. This is a good winter. Good winter. You can go down a steep path to get right to the waterfall, which is, of course, what we're doing. Pretty steep, but there's a rope, which even with my snowshoes is good to grab onto. This is pretty steep. Slide even with the fangs sticking out of my snowshoes. And here we are. Look at that. This is pretty close to completely frozen. Of course, there's water flowing back there, but the shape is more or less complete. I don't know if it's going to swell much bigger than this. It's only January 3rd. Wow, we got 2 whole months of enjoying this waterfall because it usually doesn't melt till the end of February or probably early March, actually. Let's go even closer. This is Nanataki Falls. In Japanese, there's the word HYOBAKU, or ice falls. This is an archetypal ice falls. Look at this. In fact, right now, I'm standing basically on top of this river that Nanataki comes from. This is perfect today. So you've got probably until the end of February or early March, if you're in Japan right now, to come up to Hachimantai. You can take a bus from Morioka Station, come up to the closest place to stop would probably be the Hachimantai Active Resorts Hotel. And from there, you can pretty much walk. It's a bit of a walk from there, but not too much, to this trailhead, or there's a bus. And you can, come out here. It's about an hour if you're slow, maybe 45 minutes otherwise to get to this. And why wouldn't you want to come here? I did a video about this last year, link up here, the top right-hand corner of the screen. It's always a little bit different each year, so why don't you check out last year's video, see what it looked like then as well. I'm on Instagram, of course, as Quinlan. Please follow me on Instagram if you use Instagram. You can see how this freezes and grows as the water keeps coming down. And so up there's a spot where the water is still falling forward. I bet that's gonna keep building up and freezing. And this ice falls is gonna get even bigger over the next month and a half. So again, just for comparison, you can see the waterfall here in the summer, in the fall, and here we are again in the winter. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the trails.